Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today video, I want to tell you something good. Let me know. So the thing I have to tell you is that I want to tell you the tips you have to know when you are the PCB designer, you're learning the PCB design as a hobby, or if you're planning to be the engineer. So let me start. The first thing you have to understanding the first tips you have to know is to understanding the database of component before starting schematic diagram. For example, this regulator I used here for this project. So you have to understanding you have sometime this pin in, this pin out, this ground. So sometimes you don't know. Uh, because sometimes you're changing, you're editing, or so you have to understand how, like when you're pressing on this one, and then it will go to the data sheet, you know. Okay, you see, now it's open. So you see the data set of this component. The thing you have to know first, you have to understand what is the output current. You see, what is the input current? What is the maximum voltage? What is the input? You have to understand this one because this one is the regulator, you know. Even another component, even you have to see these have short circuit protection. There's some others they don't know. Even the voltage output, it's half 5, 7.5, and 9, 10 until to 4. So even they tell you many thing about that, about this package. So they tell you when you look at the component and then you see the last two number is 05 means 5 voltage output. When the two last number is 24 means the output is 24. So sometimes you can look and then you check like it's R74S. You say, okay, I get this device, I have to use this one. And then when you put in your circuit, already you get trouble because you use longer one. So, and then, we need 5 voltage. And then if you need 5 voltage, you need to pick this one, right? If you need the output of 24, you need to take this one. If you need the in output up to this one, so you have to check and then you understand. The another thing you have to check the how the pin is look like. Is the pin input, is pin out? Because sometimes the designer they they make the mistake. So sometimes you have to check on this on 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 this data sheet. So when you check on data sheet, the second thing you learn on data sheet is this one. Before, some people they don't have the some enough knowledge about this thing. So, but they tell you which capacitor you have to connecting on your chip. How what is the reference circuit? So the reference circuit. Sometimes you see this regulator they are connecting to a capacitor, but you don't know the value of this capacitor. There is no another way you can find it, only just you can find it on this data sheet, right? I think this thing you have to know this thing because the test circuit they tell you everything for the DC. This one is for railroad. You see the output is BMW, and this one is for Reaper, and this one is the output, the line, Bro, they tell you a lot of things. If you have time, you have to check data sheet, then you will learn more. You will learn more. Seriously, understand this thing. Even they tell you because sometimes you see there is variable and they fix it. You can use this capacitor, then you converting your voltage direct. No need wasting your time and then you focusing go to the internet. Even like this one, you see this one starting from the sometimes you say like how can I do this one? So I need to plug into the 24 to 220 voltage to AC. So you look this one is good. You can starting from here. This one is a charger from the zero from the 2 this is the AC current. The one I showed you before is AC current. This one is the 4. This one is AC. Before I show you the DC voltage. So you can learning the more thing. Even this one you see they using they putting the bridge. You can learn more thing. You know how can you use this regulator as switch. A lot of things you can find it on the data sheet. There is more information you can get. These are the first tips you have to know if you're planning to be a good PCB designer. Not this thing. Okay, let's go. Uh, the second thing you have to understand because when you know, look at me. Just I put this one and this one. The same. I get the difference, right? That's good. So then the second thing you can check on all those components. It's okay. You can check even on a capacitor, anything. Yeah, you can check. The second thing you have to know is to using net. What is the net? This line. You put this line and then already this one is supposed to be 5 volt. Yeah, when they have 5 volt, you cannot put in another net on this line. So that why. But okay, let me tell you this one here. When you put in net here, and then you can name red. So even when you make design, it is easy to know this wire is for red, right? It is easy. It is easy to know it. So not this one. Just choose net. Net is a very, very, very good thing you have to use in the PCB design. The second thing, even sometime you can let me take this one, take a copy, cut copy, and then paste here. Even when I'm designing like this one, let me take a copy this one, paste. You see, even when I make this one already is connected, so you can put when you make the big project, it is easy. You can put everywhere, still is connected, right? Because you're using net. Don't forget to use net. Second tips, it's net. So let's go to the third one. Hmm. Some of the things you have to know is this thing. Let me show you. The starting it's for the design. So you have to connect important important pin first. For example, here on this one, when you check like The import on this chip, this old another pin is ground. So you have to connecting this another 5 volt. You know, let me check the. I'm using 20 mil. Okay, and put tab, change to 20 mil. So I don't need to change anything. Okay, you have to connect the side tips. You have to connect necessary like before, and then you will check the ground. Sometime you put the ground. So don't forget this time. So the fourth tips you have to know is to put um is to use ground to put ground plane, to use the ground plane. Like here, you see I putting this plane, this one, how we can make it. Okay, uh, just you go here, then okay, you can take triangle or nothing, and then you choose to be copper, then you choose the net, you choose net, you go to the ground, then you say okay. You see now, and then you go to the braid copper. See, it's not braid because it's, yeah. So because you see the line of um, out outline. Let me changing the outline here. You will see dialect. Let me change and then I put this one here because I make this one line. You see now even here is ground. You see you have to putting on the ground. It's better, or I can change. Don't say like, why are you putting on another side one? Why don't let me do this one and then take this one. You see here to the ground. You choose copper. Net. Net is the ground. It's okay. To on the bottom layer, this thing you have to check. Right. You see, already all ground is connected. And then when you use the, you have to make sure you put the ground. Even sometime, or if you have the second two layer or the third layer, me I using the two layer. Even this one I could put it to the ground because on the ground on the bottom here there is no main any chip or any component is free. So if you have small board or the medium, so even you can choose even the for a because the price for the manufacturer is looked like the same. So this is the fourth one you have to know. So another tips you have to know is this one is to use 3D view to check how your design is look like. Yes, go there to the design and then you see how the board is look like. You can using the zoom and zoom out for mouse, you know. So, yeah, and then we check how it look like. So the another tips you don't have to forget. Uh, don't forget to check design rule circuit, DLC. This one, click here to check if your circuit is correct. You see here you have a zero. Okay, let me make some mistake, like put this one here, and then let me check. Yeah, okay, like this one is okay. I think that is ground, right? Yeah, that's why I put this one. And then you reboot it. You see, there is error. And then when you're checking error, you see, now we have error. So when you're pressing into the error, you see where is the error is. And then when you press, you see where is it. So don't forget to check design rule. It's something important. So um, another thing you have to know is this one. Uh, when you take this wire, when you start, so is I put is 20 mil. You know, even when you take for this one for default, how is the default? Default is 10 for me. So how you check how changing this one? So how you can do it? Because sometimes you have to use a 6 mil, 8 mil. So you have to check it to setting track before. So how you do it? You go to design, go design rule, and then check. You see here you have to setting everything, but then normally everything main thing is set. So here and then there's sometimes when you see you have a different pair when you have to use the mouse, when you have to using like you have to use this one the different pair. Most of the time you have to use it for the data transfer. For USB have D1 and D2 or uh, um, even for the serial clock something like that. So even you have to setting via because you have to use via, so you have to setting diameter of via, the diameter for the inner via and the outer via. So if you have changing in the middle, you can do it here. So you have to changing to focusing to the design rule. These are another tips you have to know to setting design rule. When you know how to setting rules, it's a better. So even there's sometime mm, you know you have to calculating the 15 ohm impedance. So, but the main thing main designer when you are not professional, sometime when you are starting, so you can using the six mil. So for the two layer, it's okay. 6 mil for two layer or four layer, it's okay. And then using like 20 mil, 30 mil for the voltage, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But sometime you can calculating. I will show you in the next video. Even I think I was put it in another video. So I have to show you nothing. So the another tips I have to show you is to setting how you can do this one. So you go to the trace. When you go to the trace, the default is 10. You see here you have 10. The minimum is 5. So let me take and put here 6, and then you go to the apply confirm. So look, when I go to the trace and then press tab to check is 6. Yeah, that's good. So we finished that. So I think you learned something new for this tutorial. If you like, if you need another tips or another tricks for the PCB grinding, let me know, and then I will tell you. I will make the good video for you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Bye bye. Thank you. Take care.